And just like that, your portfolio is at over $1 million. And guess what? You only put one contribution. You just put one lump sum and then you forgot about it. And your portfolio within just few years is at 1 million. So I'm going to show in this video how much you have invested and how much you're going to earn and how long it's going to take for that lump sum to reach $1 million. And also in this video, we're going to explore other two options you can do to actually increase this amount to make even $2 million. And we're going to look at other method where you're not going to put a lot of money, you're just going to put a very little and contribute each month and you would have the same result. So these are the things we're going to explore. On this channel, I like to explore this type of investment projection and to show you how you can grow your portfolio to retire early. So if you don't want to miss any of guidance and you like this type of content, please just smash the like button. And also you don't want to miss any of these, make sure you subscribe and hit that belly button so you can always get notified whenever I release new videos. So let's start. So guys, the reason I'm making this video today is because there was a great question from one of the subscribers who asked this type of question. So this is Sherry Persot at 6793. That was 1 day ago. They asked, what if I put 100K in SPMO? Will it grow faster? Please tell me because I'm not sure how to calculate it and you are better at it than me. So my answer here was SPMO is not an income fund, but rather a growth ETF. In my opinion, SPMO will for sure grow faster than an income fund if all equal, no major market crash. That was my answer. So I thought to myself, this question is very good. As I've said, whenever there's a question that I feel it's better for me to make a video and give you a full example about that, I'll make the video. So if you have any question, guys, make sure you leave a comment below and make sure what type of videos you want to see. So this is an example. Last week I made a video answering a subscriber's question, and today I'm making this video answering a subscriber's question. Of course, I'm not going to answer all the question with videos. Some of questions and comments I'll just be answering on the comment section, but some of the comments I will address them by making a video like today. So to answer that question correctly, I decided to explore and see what SPMO has to offer and how SPMO can help you grow your portfolio to a retirement. So now the first thing I went to look is SPMO performance. If you look at Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF, check this. The price of today is 144.95, and this was as a close of market on Friday. Total return with a drip has returned 534 since it was incepted. That's impressive. And compound annual growth rate of 20.28%. And if you don't drip, your compound annual growth rate is 19.36. Share price has increased without accounting for dividends, 463. Very impressive. And dividend increase has increased by 292%, or compound growth annual rate of 15%. Again, guys, this fund is not an income fund, rather is a growth fund, but they do pay a little bit of distributions, and the distribution is less than 1% of this fund. But you'll see why this doesn't matter as much as you would think. So if you look at this chart here, check this. It's a very nice, healthy growth. Darker green here is growth with a drip, and no drip is a lighter green. As you can see, that 1% will make a little bit of difference, but it's not huge as compared to income funds. So by now you might be asking yourself what SPMO ETF, what this ETF has to offer. I know SPMO is now one of the most popular ETFs out there. It is known for some people who are momentum traders and momentum investors, but for a lot of people, especially on this channel, who are income focused investors, you might never heard of this ETF. But here I'm going to read to you what this ETF has to offer. The Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF SPMO is an exchange-traded fund that is based on the S&P 500 Momentum Index. The fund tracks an index of 100 S&P 500 components with the strongest volatility-adjusted momentum. SPMO was launched on October 9, 2015 and is issued by Invesco. So Invesco is one of those ETF issuers. I think is a third or the fifth. The first one, of course, is BlackRock. We have Vanguard, we have State Street, and we have Invesco. And if you have heard of QQQ, Invesco is the company that issue that ETF, which is the second most popular ETF from S&P 500 ETF. Now, you need to know the difference between S&P SPMO and versus S&P regular ETF. The S&P 500 regular ETF invests in 500 companies. The SPMO is only Momentum, invests on 100 of the 500 companies in S&P 500. So it only picks those stocks that have momentum and invest in them, especially those bigger companies. As you can see here, asset class is equity, large, blend, trade on New York Stock Exchange. I'm going to show you the stock that they invest in. Check this, the top 10 holdings account for 51.97% of this ETF, and those stocks are Nvidia at 9.14%. They have Micron Technology, they have Broadcom, they have Alphabet, which is Google. Johnson & Johnson is even there, Alphabet, Advanced Micro Device, AMD, they have Lam Research, Intel, ExxonMobil. So you can see it's a nice blend. It's just not only tech companies, but they have energy, for example, ExxonMobil and Johnson & Johnson. This is a pharmaceutical company. So this ETF, as you can see, is very unique. Is not only invested in the biggest of the biggest, but also it just pick up one of the momentum. And because of that, it has a greater return. I'm going to show you the return of this ETF. So before I show you the return of this ETF, I'm going to show you the dividend history. So the last time they paid was on March 27, 2026, and they only paid 32 cents per share. As you can see here, it does pay quarterly. The last time they paid before March was December. So they pay in December, they're going to pay in March, and then the next one I think will be in June or July, and September, and also December. So 4 times you're going to get your distributions. As you can see in 2025, the first time they paid in March, they paid in June, they paid in September, and they paid in December. Again, it's a little bit of distributions, but if you have a lot of shares, that will add something to your portfolio. Here, I'm going to show you more information about this ETF, Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF. Price at close on Friday, 144.94. Asset under management has closer to 20 billion. Expense ratio is very low, is only 0.13. So you're paying very little. And a P ratio is 35.50 because it picks one of the biggest companies. So the P is going to be higher, especially those tech companies. For example, Nvidia, AMD, they have higher PE. And of course, that will reflect onto this ETF. But again, 35.58, that's very closer to the PE ratio of S&P 500 itself. If we look at the performance, check this. SPMO had a total return of 44.94 in the past year, including dividends. Since the fund's inception, the average annual return has been 19.37. So you're getting per year closer to 20%. You can't beat that. 1 month has returned 14.44. A year to date has returned 21.82. 1 year, 41.94. If we look at the 3-year annualized return, is 23.18. 10-year period is 2035, and since it was incepted, 19.37. So now we know this ETF pays a little bit of distributions and it has a higher return of closer to 20%. Now we're going to plug these numbers to our calculation and see how much you need to invest today to be able to retire within 10-year period. I'm going to show you that. Again, if you find value in this video and you want to know more about this type of math, make sure you leave a comment and let me know what type of ETF you want me to cover or to talk about. And if I can, I will talk about that in a video like today. And if you don't want to miss any of these updates, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification button so you can always receive new updates. And don't forget to share with someone you think this video might help so they can also retire quicker. Going back to our question, what if I put 100K in SPMO? Will it grow faster? Now you'd ask a question, faster compared to what? In this video, I showed how to invest 100,000 to reach $1 million faster. So what he's trying to ask here, if they put $100,000 in QQQI or SPMO, which one will make Millionaire faster? That was a question. And to answer that question correctly, I plug the numbers here in investment calculator. So you can see initial contribution here is 100K, and additional contribution, we're not putting anything. And rate of return, we are putting 19.40. As we have seen, this ETF returns about 19.36. But if you reinvest, so distribution is around 20%. But we need to be just conservative here. We put 19.40. And compound frequency is yearly. Time to grow your portfolio, I put 13 years. We can change these numbers to lower numbers, but within 13 years, your portfolio is at 1,002,435. Your contribution is only 100K, and compounding return, you have gained 900,000. That's crazy. Just within 13 years, guys. Remember, 13 years is not that long. But let's say you want to reduce this amount of time, we can just plug another number here. Let's say, for example, you do a month contribution of $500, and let's see the results. And if we do only 10 years, is that going to reach us to that? If you put $500 and within 10 years, you're not a millionaire yet. But if you add, let's say, 12 years, that will reach you over 1 million. And let's say you add 600, how much that will take you? You only need around 11 years. That's crazy. The magic number is 11 years to 13 years. But if you do 13 years, you really don't need to put anything. You just put zero, and you just waited for another 2 years, and your portfolio is over one. If you put 200,000, guess what? You still need 10 years. So time is your friend, guys. If you put 200,000, you still have to wait for 10 years. So why don't you just wait for 3 years and you only put 100,000 here? See, 100,000, that's it, that you need. And you just waited for 13 years and your portfolio is at over $1 million. So it's very simple. I've shown you all the scenario. If you want to reduce the amount, you have to put a lot of money here and a lot of money monthly. But if you want to wait for a little bit, then you don't need to put that much money. Just 100,000 will be enough for you to be a millionaire within just 13 years. So guys, that's all I have for today. I just want to make sure I answer the question from a subscriber, because I felt the question was very good and it would be a good question to make a video demonstration about that particular question. So guys, if you're young and you have a lot of times before retirement, you can put the SPMO in your watch list and maybe consider investing in that ETF. So that's all I have for today. I really appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you leave the comment below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next one. Bye bye.